It started with a normal Saturday morning, coffee, quiet porch, and a strange name trying to connect to my Wi-Fi. Karen iPhone. At first, I thought it was a joke. Then she showed up, asking for my password. I said no. What followed a forged HOA letter, a neighborhood smear campaign, and a war fought. One Wi-Fi name at a time. It all started with a device notification. Karen iPhone was attempting to connect to my Wi-Fi. The name said it all. Same Karen who once filed an HOA complaint because my bird feeder was too artistic. Same Karen who'd asked the mailman not to walk too close to her azaleas. I live in a quiet suburban neighborhood in the Southwest, and I work remotely tech consulting. Long hours, lots of Zoom calls. That morning, I was just sipping coffee on my porch, enjoying the breeze, when she walked over with her signature smug smile. "Hey, could I grab your Wi-Fi password real quick? Ours is acting up, and the neighbor's kids are doing schoolwork." I gave her a polite shrug. "Sorry, I can't. I work from home. Need all the speed I can get." Her smile vanished, and she muttered something about community spirit as she walked off. I figured that was it. It wasn't. That night, my internet became painfully slow. I checked my router logs. Over 24 failed login attempts, all from Karen iPhone. She was trying to brute force my password. I changed it to something obnoxiously long, no free Wi-Fi for Karen 2024, and enabled extra security. Done. Or so I thought. The next morning, I found a note taped to my door. "In the interest of neighborhood unity, perhaps consider helping those around you by sharing Wi-Fi. After all, some people have children." Passive-aggressive, very effective, not even slightly. So, I got petty. I renamed my Wi-Fi network to Not for Karen 911 the next morning. I heard her shriek from halfway down the block. 15 minutes later, she stormed up to my porch. "That Wi-Fi name is harassment." I gave her a blank look. "I don't know what you mean. It's a private network. You're mocking me publicly." I sipped my coffee. "Only if you assume it's about you." She left in a fury. 2 days later, I received what appeared to be a formal violation letter from the HOA, claiming I was using offensive digital signage, and had 48 hours to comply or face fines. Only something felt off. The letter was printed on standard paper. No logo. The language was weirdly informal. The signature line was typed, not signed. So I emailed the HOA board. Their reply: "We did not send any such letter. Please forward it. This is serious." Karen had forged an HOA notice. Now it was personal. Things escalated. 2 mornings later, I noticed my front flower bed was drowning. I traced the puddles back to Karen's sprinkler system, now conveniently aimed right over the property line. My tulips looked like survivors of a flash flood. At the next HOA meeting, she raised her hand and said with a faux concerned tone, "Some residents are engaging in digital bullying, and I think we need to talk about ethics in shared networks." I stood up, calmly. I'd come prepared. I handed the board router logs showing failed login attempts, a copy of the fake violation letter with evidence. It matched her printer's brand and formatting, photos of her sprinkler overspray, screenshots from my security camera, time-stamped. There was silence. The board looked stunned. Karen tried to interrupt, but was asked to sit down. That would have been a perfect ending, but Karen doesn't know when to stop. 1 week later, she announced a Neighborhood Tech Awareness Day. She put flyers in mailboxes, set up a folding table outside her home, and invited people to learn about the dangers of cyberbullying through Wi-Fi. She handed out educational packets, warning people about neighbors who misuse their technical privileges. It was absurd. Some folks walked by out of politeness. Others started laughing. One even renamed their Wi-Fi to Karen Free Zone. But then came the twist I didn't see coming. A high schooler, Michael, who lives across the street, walked up to me 2 days later and handed me a USB flash drive. "She paid me $50 to try and hack into your network," he said, eyes down. "I didn't do it. But here, On the drive. Screenshots of Karen texting him password guesses. A note titled, "Try these," based on his dog name and birthday maybe. Instructions on how to spoof a router connection attempt. It was all there. Digital paper trail. Solid proof. I brought it to the HOA president immediately. This time. They didn't hesitate. Karen was suspended from the HOA board indefinitely. An official neighborhood notice went out, forged letters. Abuse of neighborly trust and targeted digital interference were under review. Karen never apologized, but she also stopped showing up to meetings. I renamed my Wi-Fi one last time. Comments below Karen. It became an inside joke. People started getting creative. New Wi-Fi names popped up like, "Not your bandwidth, HOA not hacker." "This ain't Starbucks, Karen." One neighbor even brought me a cookie and whispered, "Thank you. We've all been waiting for someone to deal with her." So no. I didn't yell. I didn't retaliate in a way that crossed the line. I just stayed sharp. Stayed quiet. And let her trip over her own drama. In a neighborhood where image is everything. She built herself the perfect reputation, then torched it. With a sprinkler, a fake letter, and an iPhone named Karen.